Is this really worth $46 Canadian? We've got 2 new blushes and 2 new highlighters by Rare Beauty. They're new shades. I think one is just a permanent shade in here, and the rest I'm not sure if she's gonna bring them out or it's just in this package. This is the Rare Beauty Blush and Glow. I picked it up for $46. Now let's put it to the test and see if we like it or not. And I'm gonna compare it to the actual full sizes and give you pricing and swatches and everything. So let's get started. So this is what this packaging looks like. It comes with 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. I only have one of the blushes and one of them is in the shade Virtue in here. It's supposed to be a long wearing radiant finish like all of her other blushes. It's a limited edition set featuring minis of the Soft Pinch Liquid Blush and the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer in new shades. The packaging is 3.2 milliliters per product or 0.11 ounces. And here are the blushes. And the blushes are made in Korea. And here are the highlighters. They're so cute. And the highlighters are made in Italy. So that's something that I've noticed. Now let me compare it. Here's the Virtue. This is in the shade Virtue. And I'm gonna pick up the actual Virtue size. And then here's a comparison on the actual sizing. So this is the same blush in the original size, which is 7.5 milliliters. And the little one is 3.2 milliliters. Now, problem with this is that these are so pigmented that I would pick up the minis if the minis existed, except they just came out in this package. But the mini will last you a long time because a little bit of this blush goes a long way. They're very pigmented. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my face, all of the products will be linked down below, so make sure to check out the description box. Okay, so let's see. A full-size blush retails for $32. And this whole package of the minis, 2 blushes and 2 highlighters, retails for $46. But to give you an idea, this is what an actual highlighter looks like, the big one. And mine is in the shade Mesmerize, and this is in the shade Transcend. And the big highlighter would retail for $34. So that's to give you an idea of pricing. Now let's get started to some swatching. So I'm gonna start with the Rare Beauty in the shade Virtue. So pretty. So like I said, a little bit goes a long way, and this is in the shade Wisdom. Let's start with the blushes first. So here we have the 2 shades right here, Virtue, which is a nice peach, and Wisdom, which is a nice plummy purple pink type of shade. And let me compare it to the other one. So I'm not gonna swatch the big one in Virtue because it's the same one, but I will show you what Joy looks like in case you're interested in the other shades. What I find different, the big sizes, they seem a little bit more, how do I say it, more liquidy, more creamy. The other ones seem a little bit more drier. Now here we have the shade Joy right here, which is this nice hot pink orange. And then here we have the shade Bliss. So I can blend them so you can see. So these are the minis here. This is what they look blended. And then here are my previous shades, which are the full sizes. This is what they look blended. Now they're all so pretty. So if you're afraid of color, I suggest to go with this shade, which is the shade Bliss. It's very lightweight and you can see blended. It looks even lighter than the others. Now, don't be afraid. We're going to swatch this on my cheeks and I'll show you how they look on the cheeks. And I have 2 different brushes for both new shades. And I'm going to put the highlighters here too. So here we have Magnetize, which is this nice golden highlighter. So that's what I found with the highlighter, is a little bit more on the drier side than the big one. And here is Transcend. Here is Magnetize right there. It's very beautiful. It's like a more intense champagne. And then here it is Transcend. Very similar to Mesmerize, but we're gonna swatch Mesmerize so you guys can see it too. So these are two new shades, again by Rare Beauty. And the new blush shade was this one. The Virtue, it's already out. This is the new blush shade. So here is Transcend right here, which is a nice pink undertone. Now let me swatch Mesmerize. And again, Mesmerize feels definitely a little bit more, actually they feel the same, but it's very similar to Transcend. So here is Mesmerize. So let's blend them. Magnetize, Transcend, and Mesmerize. So you can see that if you do have Mesmerize, obviously you don't need to pick up this shade Transcend if she does come out with the full size. But yeah, here's a close-up of the swatches. Okay, so we will see if this is worth it. So let's get into Virtue. So I'm going to use this mini. Let me zoom you in. And I have two brushes, which is by Real Techniques, the 200 brushes. And then I have two Moda brushes for highlighting. So we're going to use one for each. So here we're going to put Virtue, just two swipes like that. And I'm going to use this Real Techniques pink brush and blend it in. You can see how intense the color is. Like I think that even 2 is more. Like look at that. So you can just go in the palm and take away the product. So I'm just gonna show you this way on the cheek so you guys can see the intensity and the color. I want to do more so you guys can see what it looks like. So you can see that it has blended nicely and it's not as intense when we first applied it. We can just apply a little bit more like that in here. And another nice way, the way I like to apply them is with a dampened sponge. That works really, really good as well. So yeah, if you swirl it, then it deposits the product more evenly. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to apply them directly to my cheeks. Okay, so here it is with the blush. This is in the shade Virtue. I think it's really pretty. Let's go in the shade Wisdom, which is this nice pink shade, and see how this looks on the cheek. Very little product you need. Okay, so for this, I'm going to go with this Silver by Real Techniques brush, the RT200. And let's blend this. Ooh, look how beautiful this is too. So keep in mind that you don't have to apply them to the cheek, what I'm doing, but I want to show you how they look on the cheek so you guys can have an idea before they blend out. Ooh, so pretty. We can always intensify it a little bit more for the sake of the video so you guys can see the real color. But you can see that they're buildable and you can see that they sheer out if you continue building. They have a very nice glow. I don't have any powder on my face. They have a nice, very highlighting glow. So pretty. Okay, so this was again Wisdom. So nice. Okay, let's move on to the highlighter. So I'm gonna apply the highlighter Transcend on. No, let's apply Magnetize because Magnetize is more champagne-y and it matches with this type of blush a little bit better. So I should have applied the highlighters first. That's what I like to do. Apply highlighter first, then blush. So I'm just gonna do like that, 2 dots. Looks very beautiful. And I'm gonna go with the Moda Glow Brush, the yellow one. These highlighters by Rare Beauty are very, very beautiful. And what I've noticed is that they just blend and mash into the skin without leaving a nice, like a ugly cast on your face or a line. So again, you can apply it. This is how I like to apply this. And then I normally go into a beauty sponge and blend it over so that it goes into the skin even more. So this is in the shade Magnetize. I hope you guys can see this. It's so, so pretty. And now with Transcend, which is this more pink undertone. It looks very similar to my big shade in Mesmerize. Let's apply it on this cheek, which looks more pink. So again, I'm gonna go 1, 2. Maybe that's too much. You can see how pretty that is. And I'm gonna go with this Moda Glow brush, this purple one, and blend it. I don't think you can overdo your highlighter. This is really beautiful as well. You can go in with the sponge over. And this is in Transcend. So we have Transcend here, and then we have Magnetize here. So this is more champagne-y and peachy, and this is more pink. You can see how beautiful they are. So this is kind of what they look like on the cheeks as well. Now I want to do something for you guys, so I'm gonna go with the shade Virtue on my hand, and you guys can wear this blushes this way. So I'm gonna put a blob of that, and then I'm gonna go with Magnetize, which is the champagne one, and put it right beside it. So you can wear them like this as well. So you can just combine them and create your own highlighting blush shade. So you can see how beautiful that looks. Even more of a, it gives it even more of a highlighting effect to the blush. So those are those two combined together. And let's go with Wisdom now and put just a blob right there. And with Transcend, which is the pink highlighter, and just put a blob beside it. So we're gonna combine this two. So this is how you can wear them like this. You can combine them and then swirl your brush into them and apply it to your cheek. So you don't have to use them separate like I did, apply the blush and then the highlighter. You can just combine them, then swirl your brush into them, and look how beautiful they are. So pretty. So that's another way of how you can use them. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and even out my cheeks right now. So I'm gonna add this purple one, and I'm gonna add it in the back, in the palm. Why do I call this the back of my palm all the time? And then with the same brush, I'm just gonna swirl and just add on top of my cheek, just so that I can have the same color cheeks. So pretty. So just all over the highlighter like that. And to make this a little bit more peachy, I'm gonna go into Virtue and do the same thing. Add just a little bit, and with the same brush, because we don't care now that we're combining the shades, I'm just gonna add it on top so that I can have the same color on my cheek. This way you guys can see how they look combined as well. So it looks very intense. You can also use them on your lips. Let's see, I'm gonna use this on my lip right now, which is that pink shade, the shade Wisdom. The nice extra pink lips. And now I'm gonna go with a powder so that we can eliminate this shininess in the middle, and I'm gonna use my Dior Backstage Face and Body powder. This is in the shade Zero Neutral, and with a BK Beauty 113 brush, I'm just gonna eliminate and go around the edges. I'll do one side so you guys can see, and then the edges won't look as sharp. Okay, so this is one side with the powder, and then you can see how nice it just eliminated the shininess around the actual blush, and then it's more blended together nicely. Then you can see the sharp lines here. So let's do the same thing on this side. And this is another way of how you can just bring down your blush and not have it so intense. You can just add a little bit of powder. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna have everything linked down below. So you can see that the powder, you know, brought down the blushes a little bit. They're not as intense. They're still very nice because I did apply a lot so you guys can see, but it cleaned up those edges. So is this worth it? $46? I love Rare Beauty. I do know that these products will last you a long time because you can see just one dab of the product and you can do a full cheek. But $46, I think they're expensive. I know that the big ones are one, you pay this for $34 for the highlighter, $32 for the blush. But I don't know if, I think 46 is too much. If this would have been in the 30s, I would say it would be worth it, but you can't go wrong with Rare Beauty. Plus, also, they're really great traveling products, and you get 2 blushes and 2 highlighters. You don't have to pack anything else, and they're great for on the go, for a weekend getaway, for vacation. You can use them on the lips like what I did. I recommend them. I'm happy I have them. I love the new shades. That's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.